should see this.
I know you come here for solitude, Bruce.
More allegations about his ties to the underworld.
This isn't going away.
It's all so public and messy. It doesn't help anything to bottle your feelings up.
I want to hear it from you. The truth is, they were billionaires, Bruce. You can't amass that kind of wealth without making certain moral compromises. It's just not possible. That kind of money taints you. Thomas was a good man in many ways, but he was not immune to temptation. Hill greased the wheels of politics. Falcone was the muscle. Thomas legitimized the whole enterprise with his name. Your father, Hamilton Hill, and Falcone, they were partners. Nothing happened in Gotham without them knowing. I know it's a lot to take in. I hope you can forgive me. I understand. Just know, I'm not going anywhere. He was simply too well known. Too big. Yet, there it was. It doesn't quite add up.
Thought he was invincible. Sadly, he was mistaken. Your mother was brave as well. They would be so proud to see what you've made of yourself.
I want him standing here, right now.
And what would the Batman do with his own parents' killer? The possibilities are frightening. On second thought, perhaps I don't want to know.
Now, don't get me wrong, I'm always here for you, but this could land us both in hot water. I pulled all the strings I had with the lieutenant. This better not come back to bite us. Of course, you think you're entitled to this kind of access. I blame Alfred for raising a brat. The last time you disappeared behind closed doors with Falcone, the press made us pay. At least tell me what this is about. Look, I'm all for blind support, but I should at least know what I'm getting myself into. First you shut me out of that meeting with Falcone. Now this? Whoa, I'm sorry. Information? What information?
Oh, I assumed you knew. I was going to contact your office first thing, but everything's been a little busy. You never struck me as a humble guy, Bruce. Your friend gave us the whole case against Falcone. A catalog of his entire criminal empire. We had to put Falcone in the infirmary. Batman practically tore him in half. He's helped us a lot in the past, but if you ask me, he's out of control.
Well, at least someone's getting tough on these guys. I tell you, I'd rather have Falcone in here than out on the street.
You must have some clout. My own wife can't get in to see me. Good thing I'll be out of here in a week. Hey, your father was more of a talker. More than friends. More like cousins. Going back decades. Hey, you're angry, kid. I can see that. Maybe you think I had something to do with his death? You and me, we're practically family. I thought you'd have figured that out by now. Hey, I tried to get through to you at Dent's party. Maybe I should have spelled it out. Got a whole closet full of birthday presents I was never able to give you. It's a damn shame, you ask me. How much of your old man is in you? What kind of son did he make? Apple didn't fall far, did it? You got that Wayne core. Your father was more ruthless than any of us. He had a switch, you know. Still, made us all rich, including you. Some people just have the mind for it. He was one of the most brilliant men I ever knew. What, you really think I ordered the hit? Sure, I worked with Joe Chill from time to time. Put a button on someone.
Word's gonna get out, sooner or later. Why would she do something like this? We had Gotham's biggest crime lord in our grasp. This close, we were this close! I mean, this whole damn force is riddled with corruption. Listen, we gotta get out in front of this. We gotta spin it as best we can. Issue a statement saying that we have the shooter in custody. Details are still coming in and that we're investigating. The usual.
We can't act until we know the whole story.
What's going on? Oh, but I got this awful feeling something terrible happened. Everything is such a blur. Oh, God. Falcone. I was hoping it wasn't real. There was a voice in my ear insisting Falcone was gonna get off. And all I knew was that I had to stop that. I had to, no matter what. The reasons why I should've, they were a million miles away. One thing stood out. I remember a hand on my arm, guiding me like a parent with a child.
How is she? Did she tell you anything?
Yeah, hey, don't worry about that now.
I was drugged, Lieutenant. Please believe me.
I do, of course I do.
What are you doing here? My friends in the GCPD have been telling stories about some kind of lockdown? Word is there were shots fired near where Falcone was being held. Know anything about that? I mean, you must have been back there when it happened. Oh, don't be like that, Bruce. Talk to me. Who fired the shots? A cop? I can tell by the way you're brushing me off that something happened. Just give me something to run with. Disappointing. Maybe you have more to do with this than I thought.
Dogs. Let's see what we got.
It's ironic that Falcone died at the hands of someone drugged with his chemicals. Who'd have guessed that's how he'd meet his maker? Prone in his sickbed, surrounded by police who were ordered to protect him. No one will miss him, you can be sure of that. I hope he told you something before he was killed. What did you learn from him? I imagine you've got a lot on your mind, considering the last few hours.
Both compounds seem stable, but they're quick to fall apart. Whoever processed it knew what they were doing.
What could the creators of such a drug possibly have in mind? Fighting your wars is one thing, but drugging others to fight them for you? Oh.
No one is safe.
Let him go.
Batman! It's about time. You kill a crime boss, you'd expect a word of thanks from Gotham's #1 vigilante. Don't worry, I'll pass your gratitude on to those who made it happen. They'll be pleased to know you think so highly of their work. If you were truly the defender of this city, you'd have finished the job yourself. Admit it, Falcone deserved to die. Vermin like Falcone, they deserve to be stomped out. Believe me, I know from personal experience. Falcone. Now, if we could just cut out the rest of the rot, like Wayne and Hill, ordinary folks might be able to breathe. The whole violent, brooding thing must be exhausting.
You lost? Because I don't have time for tourists. Looks like you walked into the wrong bar. Standing there like a moron ain't gonna help matters.
Hey, don't I know you? It is you. Knew it. The cops take all your fancy clothes? Are you trying to lay low? Of course, you're not really the low-lying type. Usually you got a girl on either arm. If you're looking to pick up, I know,
Leave him alone. You were supposed to take care of our mutual problem. Instead, you just pissed him off. Well, why are you here? Don't tell me you're just lonely.
The man...
When you screw someone over, you really screw them. The Penguin. I only know him by reputation. I'm surprised you never heard of him. He's a big deal across the pond. He's more dangerous than you think. You don't know what you're getting into. Can't say I didn't warn you. The question is, why Gotham? Why now? It's not like he's hurting for crime syndicates abroad. Why leave that? There has to be a reason. Someone like him. It's usually unfinished business. Well, I'm not sticking around here to find out.
Oswald, Penguin is about to unleash God knows what on the city. You can't just leave.
A good reason not to be here when he does. You want to stay? That's your choice. I think I see what's going on here. Bruce, sweetie, the gallant knight thing, it really is adorable. But what would Harvey think? The two of us, working together. After all, I'm not really an all work and no play kind of girl. Harvey knows that. You're starting to bore me.
Beat it. We're here for her. If you care about your own skin, you'll get the hell out. I said, leave!
Strong silent type? Or just a weirdo?
Hill.
Mayor Hill?
The last voicemail is his. Listen to this.
I gave you everything I have on Wayne. I've held up my end of the bargain, and I expect you to do the same.
This is very shady indeed. Whatever they're talking about, it doesn't sound good. The whole city is already afraid of the Batman after what you did to Falcone.
Try not to make things worse by going overboard on Hill. Battering the mayor is not a good option, despite his more than checkered reputation.
The city will thank me later if Hill tells me Penguin's plans.
Deborah, you incompetent! Dent's up in the polls. I need to crucify him in the debate or we can kiss re-election and your job goodbye. You'd better be back here in the next 15 minutes or I'm cutting your pay. Deborah! Who's there? Deborah! Was that you? Deborah! Security! Oh. Batman? What are you doing here?
You know who Penguin is.
So I've heard of him. So what? I've got nothing to do with that lowlife. Do you hear me? God damn it! Listen to me! I gave you everything I have on Wayne. I've held up my end of the bargain, and I expect you to do the same. Wayne, there's the real problem. He's the one you should be after. Every fiber of his being built on lies, his status, his fortune. He should be held accountable. I witnessed firsthand the atrocities of his family, and he's the one who profited. Don't kill me! I've done nothing wrong! Why are you doing this to me? I'm begging you to stop! Penguin wants revenge for what happened to his mother. Thomas Wayne sent her to Arkham, along with who knows how many other innocents. Nothing was wrong with any of them. Until Thomas locked them up. With enough money, you can make anything, or anyone, disappear. No. Please, don't. No. You can't hold me responsible for this.
Sorry, the mayor's busy. Do you have an appointment? The mayor's doing debate prep. He really can't be disturbed right now. Excuse me, Mr. Wayne? Let me see if he's available. You have a visitor. He says it's urgent.
Of course, only after your name's been dragged through the mud. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad to see you. But you're a day late and a great many dollars short. Your father and I, we took this city and made it ours. Falcone too, rest his soul. We built everything we have. Sounds like me.
It is you.
So, what's your point? I take it you have one. Or are you just fond of my dulcet tones? You think I'm working with the Penguin and his thugs? I want no part of them. Cobblepot wants retribution because we took his family's land. Oswald's family signed it over to us, along with the rest of their assets. You're stunned, but we've barely scratched the surface. Your father, me, Falcone, we used it to get our enemies out of the way, drugged and declared them insane. It made it easy to take their things. Thomas was the doctor. I leveraged my political power to ease the transfer of assets. Falcone was the muscle. He had his own way of making problems go away. Gotham was chaos before we took control. At least now there's a semblance of order. Listen, Bruce. Now that we're back on the same side, Your father's last gift to me. They're yours. The keys to the city.
Thank you.
Hamilton. Call me Hamilton. Penguin's gathered quite a few victims to his crusade. But that's a problem for another day. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to prep for the debate. My door is always open, Bruce. Next time, make an appointment.
Hills, details about your father. They must have been quite upsetting. I can't imagine how you must feel. To learn so much in so little time. Well, we can talk about it later.
Hey, Bruce. Man, I'm glad you called. I needed to talk to you, actually. Something's come up. Something that's, well, it's not exactly pleasant. There's a small army of security here. Something about a terrorist threat. They have me in some back room until the debate begins. For my own protection, they said. A little bit of overkill, if you ask me. Look, Bruce, I didn't want to do this over the phone, but my advisors are telling me that I need to distance myself from you. Until all this mess with your family blows over. They're afraid it's not a very good optic. What with the allegations in the press, and now this mess with Falcone, you're a liability. But here's the thing, Bruce. Without your money, I am dead in the water. I know this is a delicate topic, but I need you to keep me afloat. I may have to trash you in public, but you and me, we'll know the truth about our friendship. I know it's an awkward thing to ask. Listen, I hate to push you, but I need to know. Can I count on your money, Bruce?
Listen, I value you looking out for the city, really. People are terrified of you, including my cops. I suppose there's nothing more to say. My hands are tied.
I'd keep that holstered if I were you.
What's she doing here? She was part of that robbery at the mayor's office.
Really? You're gonna drag out that dead horse? Oh, I don't do the bad things anymore, Lieutenant. Unless it's on request. Not that I needed your help or anything, but you had my back. I thought I'd repay the favor. You know, like you scratch my back, I cut some people up. Besides, after this, maybe you'll owe me.
None of my men on the ground are responding.
I hate to be a downer, but these hostages, I don't like their chances.
They just didn't have a head for the issues.
And expose the corruption that's rooted in your city. For too long, men like your esteemed mayor have profited from the pain of innocence. Tonight, we show you the truth!
Someone else is pulling the strings. Smart. Let someone else do your dirty work.
Join! It's too late to join!
Just let the DA go.